Have you got a little thingy?
I do, and I have an intro as well.
Oh, here we go.
Hello and welcome to Incomplete Geeks, a gay geek podcast where we talk about all sorts of geeky things. Sometimes our knowledge is wonderful, other times our knowledge is a little bit
incomplete.
That's right. I'm John, that's Nick. Are you on this voyage with us? Well, we are ready to finish. Let's get to the climax and ask each other, was it good for you as good as it was for me?
Fantastic.
Was it?
Fantastic.
You always throw me. I don't know why, but you always throw me when you don't
I'm
react.
stoic. I never react.
You never react.
I never react.
Which,
so,
to be fair, is what I would do as well.
my brain's like, is that good? Do I want to give him any praise
No.
for that?
We shouldn't stop. We should just keep going. Let's not stop for reactions.
No, let's not do. So, after 75,000 light years and 100 episodes.
100 episodes.
100 episodes.
Also that, yeah.
We made it home.
We made it home. We finished.
Back to the Alpha Quadrant.
We did finish.
Back to where we fucking started.
Why is it where we started, Nick?
Because we're talking about Star Trek and specifically
Star Trek Voyager.
Star Trek Voyager, which is where it all began.
It's the reason we started this podcast.
It's the reason we started the podcast.
Dear listener.
It was our first episode was Star Trek.
It was Unimatrix 01.
Episode Unimatrix 01.
That's right.
When we met up post-pandemic and had a cup of Bootijang tea and a cookie.
Yeah. I was wondering where you were going with that.
To talk about things, we started vamping about Star Trek Voyager. So this is where it all began. And here we are. 100 motherfucking episodes. What the fuck have we been talking about?
14 years. Is it going to be like, we should have had a clip show.
Oh, God.
It's like, here's us on episode 8 talking about
Disney
my
God.
Villains
Let's
or something.
do a super clip of every single bullshit intro we've done for 100 episodes. The way Trixie and Katya do. Like,
do they do that?
Like when they did 100 and 200, like a super cut of like...
For patrons only.
Crew hole to fill.
A crew hole to fill.
So...
That's a gold star. So
we have done 100 episodes.
This is our 100th episode. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming along this voyage
Thanks
with us.
for those who made it. Lieutenant Carey, R.I.P.
What?
Lieutenant Carey, R.I.P.
Lieutenant Carey,
R.I.P.
Okay.
He didn't make it to 100. He didn't make it to the final episode.
Who the fuck is Lieutenant Carey?
Exactly. You suck. For those of you who did, we decided to celebrate our 100th episode by finally, after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, I don't know. 7 years for them. God knows how many years for us. Watching the final episode of Star Trek Voyager
for weeks.
Me too, man.
Before finally being able to watch the finale with you and a few friends.
Yes,
a few friends of the show.
We invited
a few
some
patrons.
We invited some gays. We invited some geeks. We invited some gay geeks.
We had their opinions
to talk about. Yes, those who love the series, those who have never seen the series, those who are overly critical, very critical of the series, having only seen it sporadically. And we watched the final episode, and now we're done. Now we have both seen every single episode of Star Trek Voyager. Yeah. So we're gay geek experts.
One tiny bit closer to being complete geeks.
We've completed one Star Trek series. Yeah. It's the only one I've completed.
One thing that I forgot to ask everybody.
Lower Decks.
Lower Deck.
I completed Lower Decks.
Prodigy.
I didn't complete it.
What Enterprise? Never started it.
Shut up.
One thing I didn't ask the group when we were all here at the end of the episode was like, okay, now that I'm done, what's next for me personally? Because I kind of wanted to start this whole Star Trek journey by kind of with my big brain saying, let's start at the very beginning and watch all of the original series first.
God,
that lasted for
absolutely
2 episodes.
Not.
But then I think my pandemic show was Next Generation because I never really sort of got into it when I was younger. So I watched all of that. And that was.
Have you watched every episode of Next Gen?
I have seen every episode of Next Generation. Yeah. So remember, Chris was saying. I'm sure we'll get this on the thing, but I'll tell Chris because he's never seen Next Generation either. So I remember telling Chris, I will make a list for you of episodes to watch of Next Generation.
He won't watch them.
No, he won't. But it'll be fun to do for me.
He's too busy being pretty and like talking to people and doing stuff.
Working at Eurovision, etc. So So at the time I finished Next Generation, it was the same time I think Picard first season was out. So I did watch that as well.
Oh, shit.
But I didn't want to do too many at once. I was going to get confused.
No.
So I said to a couple of friends, what should I watch next after watching Next Generation? Should I watch Voyager or Deep Space Nine? And it just happened to be the group that I asked said Voyager. And a couple other friends have told me since then, that was a stupid decision. Deep Space Nine is so much better.
No, I think...
And there are people shouting at the
people may be shouting, but I do think, like, because I'm not a DS9 person, I think you need a level of Star Trek maturity in order to really appreciate DS9.
Sure.
Because I didn't have it when it came out, because I watched TNG when it was on TV. Yeah. DS9 came out, I'm like, boring, they're not doing anything, they're not moving, everyone's boring, I hate it. So I lost interest, and I was a teenager.
Fair enough.
And then Voyager was like, oh, fuck yeah, this is great. So
it's
I think
female captain.
Hell yeah. And so now you have some Star Trek maturity. So now you can go.
So now
if you wish to, DS9.
And you've not seen DS9 either.
I've seen like 4 episodes.
Do you feel like you're an adult now enough?
I'm also a bitch, so I don't know if I'm the best person to do it.
Should we watch it together?
Hell yeah!
Should we watch it together and do
we have to watch every single episode? We did ask people, and they're like, you have to watch every single episode.
I mean, if I have to put myself through the fucking salamander episode.
You know what? I didn't think it was that bad.
It was awful.
I didn't think Threshold was that bad.
It made no sense in many ways.
There were worse episodes than Threshold.
Not by much.
There were worse episodes than Threshold. So let's get into it. Let's talk about your experience, both of our experiences as a newbie and a rewatcher of the final episode.
So you know what we should do?
Tell me.
We should recap what happens in the episode.
I don't fucking know.
I have a
that's the thing.
I have a recap ready, actually. So by the way, if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know, watch Voyager, and you haven't turned it off by now, you're fine, actually. Still, because we'll go through what happens.
I mean, yeah, sure. Because we did a Voyager recap of seasons 1 to 3. The pre-7 of 9 years.
The Kess years.
The Kess years. So we really should at least talk about the build-up to the finale and
yes.
The back 4.
Do you want to watch those? Do you want to discuss those 4 seasons now?
I don't remember.
Or should we? No, I think we need to sort of prepare for that a little bit more. Let's just do the finale now.
Okay,
we'll do another episode. We'll do another episode of the back 4 seasons, the 7 seasons, the 7 seasons.
We'll do it on a Patreon, guys.
That's a good idea. How can people get on our Patreon?
We'll talk about it, overview and that sort of stuff. But if you'd like us to talk more in depth and be really bitchy about literally anything geeky, we'll be bitchy gays about it, but specifically the final 4 seasons.
Yes, because I have many notes.
I have many notes, but
episodes.
I don't remember what they mean.
I don't know. Yes,
what? Okay.
I don't know what the episodes. What happened in the episodes? I have multiple. I'm looking at my notes right now for the final 4 seasons, and I've written down the name of the episode, but I have notes that just say something like, "The Doctor flirts again. Boring."
This is exactly what my notes are. What my last one, season 7, and then it's B'Elanna's baby is the savior, and Neelix fucks a Klingon and trashes Tuvok's quarters. Yeah, what a prick.
But what happens in that
I don't know what else happens in that. I don't know what the episode is. So I took notes about my feelings about the episodes rather than the actual episode.
So here's one for me. I think this is in the season 7 as well. Doctor is kidnapped. He shouts at a female nurse. Janeway's ennui.
On weed?
Ennui. No, Janeway's ennui with finding Gar is clever. I have no idea what episode this is. You know what I mean?
I think I know which one that one is. Yeah. It's a good one.
Etc. 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 Tom Paris, shut up.
I've got it. Where's mine?
Why is Harry such an idiot? Those are my notes.
I've got a fucking Tom Paris talking about 1920s Chicago, get a personality. So these are the extents of our notes.
I literally have a fuck off Tom Paris.
Fuck off Tom fucking Paris.
I wrote down a line that he said. The last line he says is, Tom Taurus, I hope you're kidding. They must be talking about getting married.
That's when they're on the shuttle. I remember that. And I remember thinking, fuck you. Good God. In 400 years, you haven't evolved. Tom Torres, you wish you were that cool.
I would love to be Tom Torres.
I'd love to be
Mr.
Bellano Torres.
Of course, yeah. Nowadays.
That'd be great.
It was not... For being set in the 23rd century...
24th? Very regressive.
Not very... Yeah. So, right. Let's talk about the finale. So,
okay.
I think... I'm just going to read this plot. And
Do us an overview. Remind me.
I'm doing an overview from Wikipedia, not from the Memory Alpha Star Trek wiki, because that would take so long because they're really.
I was going to say it's like it's good, but
it's really really good.
We don't have time for this.
Don't have time. So here's the plot of the finale.
Ready?
It's 2 parts finale.
Let's go.
No, just double length. In the
year, it was a 2-part. We watched it.
In the year 2404, the Federation and the reassembled crew of the Voyager are celebrating the 10th anniversary of the ship's return to Earth. 23 years. 23 years. And I'm laughing because remember that fight we got into about the mathematics? Like, if it's 23 years, how old is the daughter? She's 16. No, she's 6. She's 26.
What was it, like six drunk gays trying to work out how old this bitch was?
Who was it? Was it the daughter or something?
Yeah, Bellana's daughter. We could not fucking work it out.
No, because it took them 7 years to get there, and then it was 10 years to get home, and then
but she's grown up, and then she's 8. So should we just
So she's 16. No, she's 26.
No, I think she's 32.
32. God. All right. So 23 years after it was stranded So not counting the years that it took to get home. Anyway.
You don't have to convince me.
Catherine Janeway, now an admiral, reminisces with her crew but reflects on the high personal costs of the long journey. She launches a plot to undo some of them by intervening at a key point in their history, changing a decision she now regrets. She steals an illegal time travel device and, with the reluctant help of now Captain Harry Kim, takes a shuttlecraft back to 2378, where she meets up with the Voyager still in the Delta Quadrant. So apparently time travel devices are also space devices. They can just travel instantaneously in space as well.
Yeah.
How does that happen? They just travel in time?
Science!
So why didn't they have time travel back in the Delta Quadrant?
Magic science.
Apparently, yeah. Time and space. She pulls rank on a younger Captain Janeway and orders the ship to return to a nebula filled with Borg that they had passed a few days before. She provides advanced technologies that allow Voyager to survive the massive Borg defenses, destroy 2 Borg vessels, and enter a transwarp corridor, which the Borg use for interstellar travel. It's coming back to me now.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Voyager comes upon a Borg transwarp hub, which connects distant parts of the galaxy and could save the ship from 16 more years stranded in the Delta Quadrant. However, Captain Janeway wants to use Admiral Janeway's future technology to instead destroy the transwarp network. The Admiral states that this can only be done from its terminus in the Delta Quadrant, before explaining that 23 additional crew members will die on the remainder of their trip home, including 7 of 9, whose death will emotionally devastate Chakotay.
We'll talk about that.
And that Tuvok will develop dementia from a neurological condition that could have been treated in the Alpha Quadrant. Can't remember that as well. Troubled by the choice, Captain Janeway discusses the issue with the crew, who agree that destroying the hub, severely diminishing the Borg threat to the Alpha Quadrant, is more important. The Admiral is inspired by their spirit and works with the Captain on a scheme to do both. Okay, I remember that now as well. The Admiral takes her shuttlecraft and enters the transwarp hub. Oh yeah, because I remember they had a plan now, didn't they? So she goes into the transwarp hub, arriving at the Unicomplex, which is the center of all Borg activity and the home of the Borg Queen.
Sure is.
Good old Alice Kriege.
Kriege.
She pretends to offer a deal in defiance of the captain's plans, her future technologies, in exchange for sending Voyager safely home. However, the Queen captures the Admiral and begins to assimilate her into the Borg collective. Admiral Janeway then turns the tables by unleashing a pathogen she was carrying in her bloodstream into the collective, devastating it and killing the Queen. The Unicomplex suffers a cascade failure and explodes, killing the Admiral as well. So I do remember that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Captain Janeway and Voyager... This is the last 5 minutes or something.
All of this is like the last 10 minutes of 2 episodes, so that's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Considering that there's 4 paragraphs, and I'm just starting the 4th one, and it's like all the first 2 have been like...
No. Carry on. Then we'll talk about
Meanwhile, Captain Janeway and Voyager have entered the transwarp corridor, pursued by a surviving Borg sphere that is just trying to destroy Voyager and crew in a last chance attempt to create a time travel paradox that will undo the devastating damage that Admiral Janeway has just done. Unable to fight back against the sphere's defenses, Captain Janeway takes Voyager inside it. Unable to fight back against the sphere's defenses.
Yeah, that's right.
Captain Janeway takes Voyager inside the sphere.
Inside the sphere.
Destroying it from the inside just as they emerge from the collapsing transwarp corridor near Earth, which I feel was just kind of a fun thing for them to do.
We'll talk about this.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. They are met by a fleet of Starfleet vessels that had been sent to confront the Borg, which instead escort Voyager home to Earth. B'Elanna Torres gives birth to her and Tom Paris's child. The end.
I mean, that's a good overview, but my God, it just strips all the fucking soul out of that episode. The fact that you're like, oh, the sphere chases it and she hides inside it, and then there's the crew. Like that's not how the episode unfolds.
It's Wikipedia. It's going to tell you just facts, ma'am. Just the facts.
So let's start with the fact that because I've obviously seen the finale. It's been a while since I've seen it. Oh,
before this time,
like 20 years or something since I've seen the finale. Okay. Like a long fucking time. And so I knew, like, I remember what happened, that sort of thing, but I don't remember how slow paced it.
Yeah.
Only because, like, we binged it. It didn't feel it at the time, but, like, it felt really. The show was obviously trying to, like, take its time and build up to the fact that these are the characters, rather than, like, let's get to the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like we want to make sure everyone knows. So, like, the first episode. None of this happens. Nothing has happened in the first
episode. Hardly anything.
I think the end of it is Admiral Janeway going back in time, right? And then it's yeah, you're right. It is. The entire 40-minute first episode,
42 or 45, 44,
is
whatever,
set in the future timeline where Voyager eventually got back, but took 23 years to get back. So it's all this kind of set in this alternate timeline, which when you're binging it and trying to get to the finale feels really slow and frustrating.
It feels really slow.
However, it's so on brand for Voyager to be like, this entire episode is in an alternate timeline. It's like, we're telling a story. Yeah. Like, we're telling a story. Here's these characters. What if they were old? It's very Voyager, very classic Star Trek. Yeah. So at the time, it didn't feel slow, because if you were watching this and you didn't know what was coming, it would have just felt like, ooh, time travel, future. Yeah. But we all knew. I don't know if you knew. We all knew Borg was coming. So we were like, oh my fucking God, get to the point.
Get to the Borg.
It felt so slow, but we didn't know that when we watched it the first time.
I don't know if
Did you know the Borg were coming?
I don't think I knew the Borg was coming because obviously the Borg is like the biggest threat in the Star Trek universe at this point, and it's like I wasn't surprised that they were there.
Yeah.
But I don't remember But the thing is, like, when you're set in an alternate universe, you have to take that time to establish everything. So, like, a lot, like the first 15 minutes was them at that stupid party,
fucking party where the doctor's young,
the doctor's still young and
banging a 20-year-old because he's fucking disgusting.
And you need the time to establish, who's missing?
Yeah, what's gone wrong, and let people pique people's curiosity.
Exactly, Tuvok's missing, etc.
Yeah.
And then I think there's a whole sort of section about her meeting with the Klingons to get that device, whatever. But I remember watching it now and thinking, like, this is not.
What did she get from the Klingons?
What?
Was the shield? Was it the shield or was it the bomb?
Was the shield?
The shield.
Yeah, she like wraps up like Colossus's skin, kind of looks like.
Yes. Something armor.
Borg technology, and then she kind of like backstabs them because I think she knows that if she succeeds, then she's not going to exist.
Of course,
kind of thing, which makes sense for her decision at the end.
But that's on brand. Janeway is more than happy to violate a temporal prime directive if it means fixing things. And
fixing her crew.
Exactly, saving her crew and fixing things. She's absolutely fine to do that. So that's super on brand. That's great.
Question for you though, is so if you haven't seen it in 20 years and you don't remember it being slow, you remember the emotional high points, don't you?
Yeah.
So when I read that Wikipedia breakdown, it's like those are like the important plot points, but it's not, like you said, there's not any soul. You remember the soul points. What are the soul points that you remember distinctly from watching it the first time? Do you remember? And like watching it again, you're like, oh yeah, I remember when she says the line that certain way, or when this happens, and you're like,
the thing is, like,
was there anything like that?
You always knew like they were gonna get home. This was in the days of TV when like you weren't gonna Ned Stark anyone.
You weren't gonna Breaking Bad anybody at the end of it.
So you knew that the end was everybody gets home. Wow, but
or they die.
You knew the answer was everybody gets home.
You couldn't quantum leap it either. Just sort of say they never got home.
Fuck quantum leap. Fuck quantum leap.
I know,
for doing
right?
that. Fuck you, quantum leap.
Did you know they rebooted it as well, and they never
didn't do well. Like that's a shame.
Yeah, but they didn't address it. They didn't address it either.
That's disgusting. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
Scott Bakula, Captain Archer, R.I.P.
Does he die, Archer?
I don't know.
Anyway,
he's dead now.
He's dead in the future.
In Voyager timeline, he's dead in the future.
True enough. Fair enough.
So no, like you kind of expected it to be the case, but you did want there to be a big fight, a big build up, a big weight to it, and sitting around watching that fucking party scene and Tuvok being crazy. It's like,
he's not crazy. He's demented. Right, that's not even better.
That sounds wrong. No, that's also he has dementia. He's suffering from Vulcan dementia.
No, I know what you mean. So like the biggest sort of.
We don't remember like it being that slow. It felt very normal that we took that time with. Because I didn't watch it on TV, I think I watched it afterwards. So I saw the 2 episodes back to back.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how they were broadcast.
I didn't look. I didn't check.
I didn't know. So no, it didn't feel. But I remember when we were watching it this time, we're like, oh my god, they haven't. Oh my god, they're still
talking to the doctor.
Really, still setting it up. Which, as an adult, as a rewatcher, as a Janeway fan, I really liked, because a lot of the rewatch that I really enjoyed is. Because when you watch it the first time, you're always like, this is stressful because they're not allowed to get home, but you want them to get home. You want them to make progress. Well, but the nature of TV and the fact that they have to go for 7-ish seasons or around that, they can't. And it's always like, this is such an edging that they'll never make progress. They kind of do that sort of stuff. But as a rewatcher, when you know what everything happens, it's really fun to just watch how devastatingly depressing it was for all of them, but in particular Janeway, to have gone through this, to have made this decision. That was the fun rewatch element for me, is seeing how emotionally heavy it would have been for the captain to have decided, like, I'm going to make this decision and fuck everyone on this, and I feel bad about it, and that that's what I really enjoyed about the rewatch. So rewatching, I was like, I really enjoyed
that makes
taking
sense.
an entire 40 minutes just to see how it weighed on Janeway's mind if they did get home, but not the way she wanted. So it added so much more to it. I really enjoyed that.
A counterpoint, I'm going to say.
Joe was bitching the whole way through about
shut up, Joe.
About camera placements. It's like, they're so close. It's like, it was a fuck 90s.
It's the 90s, yeah. He can say that because he does work.
He works in TV, so he knows. Like, why are they so close?
Like, shut up.
It's a steady cam. It's all they had. Fuck off.
We love you, Joe. Thank you for being a guest.
Thanks for participating. It was great. We had a blast.
That he doesn't remember doing, but anyway.
I did record, I recorded the background talking for an hour and 20 minutes of it, and most of it's just joke.
Did you listen back already? Oh my god.
Well, we'll see if there's any audible clips. So mostly it's just
Camera, what the fuck are they doing?
It's mainly just
pass me the cheese puffs.
Yeah, exactly.
So counterpoint to what you're saying before, like, I think when you're watching it, because you obviously they can't get home, because that would be sort of a weird. The end goal is getting home, but as soon as they get home, the show's over.
Yeah.
In a way. I don't think they would have done anything other than that back in the day. So you always have that struggle, and you watch it because of the struggle. You're watching either the captain struggling with making a tough decision where, like, this could be a way home, but she can't do it because of whatever reason, and she decides not to do it. Whatever, very Samurai Jack in that way. If you've seen Samurai Jack, so he
Samurai Jack.
Like he can do it, but he's going to save the kid instead, kind of thing. And you see, you watch that struggle, and that's what's compelling about it. In the finale, you see the result of her decisions. So she's got nothing left to decide, and the only decision that she's making is to sort of fuck it all up. And that's different to me watching it for the first time, because I thought I was less interested in her sort of going after this one thing and saying, fuck you, I'm just going to do this, because there was no struggle for her. She had already made her decision. And so I wasn't quite as on board. It wasn't as interesting to me until she actually gets back to the past / through time, whatever. Let's not discuss the science of it.
Yeah.
But as soon as she's arguing with her past self, I was like, this is more engaging.
Spicy. Yeah.
I get it now. So now I'm seeing my captain, not the admiral.
My captain.
I'm seeing my captain have a different, difficult decision to have to make.
Yeah. Admiral Janeway had to make her very difficult decision, like balancing her ethics.
But it wasn't really a struggle for her. She just because she just does it.
She'd already made that decision by the time we joined her.
Yeah,
she'd clearly been doing it for the past God knows how many years.
Yeah, the struggle was the plot. The struggle wasn't her just deciding to do it.
She already made that decision, and she was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to do it." Which, if you know Janeway, once she said like, "Fuck it, I'm going to do it," she fucking does it.
Then you're just watching it play out, which is like the last 5 minutes of an episode, you know.
Yeah.
But
then yes, so you're right. Once Admiral Janeway's made a decision, but then Captain Janeway has to make her decision. It's like, do I go along with this because ethically it's wrong, to not take this big hit.
And then she also knows she's told what's gonna happen if she doesn't make a decision. She's gonna lose 7. She's gonna essentially lose Tuvok in a way. You know, it's like,
it's very
what are
much
you willing to risk?
One thing I really liked.
What are you willing to sacrifice?
Really liked about the episode, and on this tangent, is that it's 100% Janeway's story.
Oh yeah.
Like you got everyone's in the final 2 episodes, but it's not really anything to do with them. They're just background players.
That's really true. Yeah, you're right.
There's 2 fucking Janeways.
I know, right?
Like Kate Mulgrew was like, "Bitch, I'm playing this twice. This is
my show, my episode.
I am the fucking number 1 on this call sheet." So this show finishes with her emotional arc, her story, which, you know, at the time, Seven was an incredibly popular character. Yeah. Other people were there as well. That's kind of it.
And not just one emotional arc, but
she
2.
got 2.
Yeah,
and that's really, as a massive Janeway fan, that makes it stand out. The show is Janeway's show, and everyone has interesting arcs. Actually, not really. Some other people have interesting arcs.
No, they don't.
But it is Janeway's arc, and so it's really important that it was Janeway's arc in the finale. So that's...
you know what?
Rewatching it, I really appreciated that.
Hot take.
Go.
Nobody else has an interesting arc. Maybe Neelix. Nobody else has an interesting arc.
7? Her interesting arc is basically season 4.
It's not an arc because it doesn't end. Her arc doesn't finish until fucking Picard, you know? But like... She doesn't have an arc in the show. I mean, she has a struggle. She has an uphill climb.
She has a storyline, but it doesn't finish.
It doesn't finish.
The arc is just Borg to not Borg, and then that's it.
And then she's
and
like,
then it's,
okay.
Yeah, it's not. No, there is no final answer for what it means. She doesn't
There's
find
no
out.
Reconciliation. There's no sort of acceptance of anything.
Interesting. Yeah, she's the only one who could have had an interesting arc.
She could have.
Harry, who cares?
No. He's never not an ensign until like 23 years later.
Yeah. Tom, whatever. He's a slut, and then he gets married.
Yeah.
B'Elanna, she's a hothead, but then
she gets pregnant,
pushed
she has
into
a baby.
the background, and no one cares about her.
The best thing for a female,
get married to a white boy.
When the writers lose ideas for
marry
women,
her off.
Just make her have a baby.
Neelix, boring, get rid of him.
Well, the thing is, like, he kind of had an arc. It took a long time, but he's far from being interesting.
He's not interesting. Yes, it's not interesting.
Tuvok,
nothing happens.
Kind of, but
nothing happens.
They undid it.
He doesn't. Well, the arc.
It doesn't change. There's no arc.
Yeah, there's no arc. There's no change.
Struggle. There's no learning.
No, he evolves a little bit. So that
Chakotay, nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Doctor, Absolutely
nothing. He becomes insufferable in one way to insufferable in another way, and that's it.
Which is awful.
That is it.
Although I will say that the best Doctor episode was the one that's like set like thousands of years in the future, when they
find like the time capsule in the museum,
in the museum, and in spite of saying that the Doctor can't be replicated, etc., it's a copy of the Doctor, and he has to sort of say, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened, and it was like one random episode in the future in the museum.
I quite like the one. Was it the one where like he went down to the planet where the time moved differently?
No.
And then like Voyager's up in the sky, and like it's like 10 minutes for them, but like the society moves really quickly, and they're like, Spacey's kind of.
They did do that in Voyager, didn't they?
Yeah,
because
they've done it in every other sci-fi show, and I love that trope.
Because they did it in the Orville, but they did.
They sure did do it in the Orville,
but they did it for like 1,000 years or something like that.
Yeah, but it was pretty similar in.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's.
Was that the Doctor?
Yeah. I think so, but
and it didn't change him at all.
Not at all. He didn't evolve at all. He just became insufferable in different ways. So yeah, the only one who had an arc
now
was Janeway. In that and so if you liked and if you didn't like Janeway, you'd feel shorted by that. But if all sensible people, you love Janeway.
And if you don't,
it was a satisfying ending.
And if you don't like Janeway, you're not watching that.
You're not watching. You didn't make it past season 1. Cool. So so a lot of that filler, and then episode 2 is all the kind of stuff and the Borgie stuff.
So was it you who told me that Kate Mulgrew said,
yes,
if I'm gonna do this finale, I have to die?
No, so it wasn't. I mean, she had to do the finale, but it was one of her requests / demands as number 1 on the call sheet. Is that there was something else, I've forgotten it, but the other one was like that the captain has to go down with the ship. It's something she said before as the character, and it was really important to her that it's not easy. This ending can't be easy for her, so she's like, the captain has to go down with the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been just a bit too dark if Janeway died.
If Janeway died, but
if Captain Janeway died, it would have been a bit. I wouldn't have been satisfied. So this was, people shit on time travel because it doesn't make sense, because if Admiral Janeway went back in time to save Captain Janeway, Admiral Janeway never would have existed, so couldn't get back in time. But disregarding that, we love time travel. They're great episodes. All the best episodes of time travel. It's so great, and it was a great way to let Kate do that scene and let Janeway have the ultimate sacrifice, because she, when they were prepping her, she's like, you know what you're doing, you get ready. She's like, yeah. She knew she was going to sacrifice herself
for the
so that they could get home, because that's exactly what she would do. So I think that was really important that they did that.
Even shows that aren't about that it don't have like a sci-fi. Well, I mean, they all have to have a sci-fi element if you're going to introduce
time travel. Yeah.
But they are often called one of the best episodes. Like I remember in Lost, which is a show that we've talked about on the show before, and I love. There's a whole time travel season, and people often say that the best episode of the entire show is in that season.
It lets you do cool shit with people's characters and stuff like that. And this is exactly what it was used
Which
for.
Is why
it was
I love
used,
sci-fi.
It was used. Yes, it's sci-fi. It's soft sci-fi. It was done so that Janeway can have that conversation with herself, and that Admiral Janeway could sacrifice herself in full knowledge, knowing it would be shit, but so that for the greater good. And we get Captain Janeway getting home. So
yeah, and destroying the Borg in the process, which I quite
fuck you, Borg, you suck.
Anything else you want to say about Janeway? Janeway. So here's a question. So now that I know how Voyager ends, and they all make it back safely,
they sure do.
And they all kind of, Tuvok gets his
apart from Lieutenant Carey, R.I.P.
But who the fuck is Lieutenant Carey?
Do you remember in season 1?
No.
Episode 3 or 4? I think 3, when there's this big kerfuffle about who they're gonna make
like head of the Maquis?
People within the Voyager, and it's the whole debate about making B'Elanna head of engineering.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Carey is the most senior person, and she fights him, and all this kind of shit, and Janeway, all that kind of stuff. Lieutenant Carey will be head of engineering, and Chakotay's like, B'Elanna's better. It's like, she can't control it, and that was the very kind of beginning of it, and she got promoted and Carrie didn't. He made it all the way through till 2 episodes before the finale and died.
What? You're kidding?
Yeah.
Like the same actor and everything?
Of course.
But he's not in it throughout.
No. But it was one of those things, and it was in. I listened to Catherine Janeway's autobiography, read by Kate Mulgrew, and she talks about that. It's like it got so close.
That's so funny.
It's one of my biggest regrets. That and Tuvix, but whatever.
Tuvix, R.I.P. Tuvix. And like, does Lieutenant Carey like die on screen?
Yes. And so because it's clearly not memorably.
Yeah.
And it's not. But because I knew, because I watched that episode where B'Elanna gets promoted. I had it on VHS. It's one of my rewatched episodes that I love and rewatch. So I knew Lieutenant Carey. And then when they mentioned that, it's like, oh, he didn't make it. I'm like
oops.
Sucks to be you. Sucks to be you. And then he died. And it's very much like,
at least
dead.
he got
it.
Oh. Was it a noble death? Do you remember?
I think so. I can't remember.
Whatever. Don't know.
He tried helping people and he died.
That's what Star Trek does, yeah.
Sorry.
How do we get on that? Everyone survives. Oh yeah, so my question: everyone survives. What are they doing now? Why are they not being brought in? Like the only thing that I know, because I knew that, like, because Janeway is like a voiced character in Prodigy, and that's what all I knew because it is a cartoon. But someone said she's a hologram, so I'm like, oh, maybe she's not. Did
you watch Prodigy?
Maybe no.
Oh,
somebody told me it was a hologram because she's like not a character, so to speak. Maybe she could have died at some point, but then she doesn't.
But she was also Admiral Janeway in Nemesis,
which I have
with Tom fucking Hardy being baby Captain Picard.
Nemesis.
Nemesis.
I think I've
the final. Well, I don't think I've seen
movie. I don't think I've seen it from like start to
finish. I liked it. Fucking hot take. I really like Nemesis. People hate that film.
It's a Picard kind of.
It's
film,
next gen.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know she was in it. Yes. She's an admiral in it.
Yeah, she's on the thingamajiggy on the view screen. She has a chat with Jean-Luc.
Oh right, she's not like a prominent character in it.
No, but she's in it. It's like Admiral Janeway. Lovely to see you.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Because I think I mentioned it once when you were doing the rewatch, and I was like, "Oh, whoops!"
Oh, and I didn't catch it.
Oh, okay, good.
I think I have. It's a Borg one, right? Nemesis.
No, Romulus, Romulan Remus.
No, I'm getting my things mixed up. First Contact is a Borg one.
Yes.
And
that's before the
that's
finale.
Before.
Because it would have been
before the Voyager finale.
So it would have been Generations with Kirk. First Contact.
Kirk and Picard.
Yes.
Okay.
Boring as fuck.
Yeah, I heard about it.
First Contact.
Which takes place before the Star Trek Next Generation finale.
No,
I lied. Okay.
All of these take place after Next Gen finale.
Right, okay, yeah. Okay, fine.
So First Contact, Borg Queen, when we meet her, Alice Insurrection, garbage.
That's the one
Garbage. It's garbage. But someone put clips on TikTok of the DVD commentary with Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis talking, because Jonathan normally does the DVD commentary because he's the director of all of the films.
Yeah.
He directed all the Next Gen films. So, but for some reason, whatever the difference was for Insurrection, which is garbage, it's so boring. Marina Sirtis is there as well, and it is so funny. Please, God, give them a podcast where they just rewatch episodes, because he obviously remembers everything, because he's like, oh, so these are like donkeys painted blue or whatever. It's like, oh, and we did this scene 3 times. I'm like, oh, look at that. You can see that it's on wires. She's like, I don't remember any of this. Johnny, what happened here? It's like, who's that? It's so, and then like they do something sweet. She's like, oh, that's so cute. It's so lovely. So if you get the DVD, wherever it is, it's so fucking cute of them just talking through that. Anyway,
can you do that on like Netflix nowadays and listen to commentary?
No, I don't think on
it's
Netflix.
Only DVDs.
Yeah, you'd have to have the original media somewhere.
For our younger listeners, DVDs are little discs,
like classic things.
Yeah, which you can put inside your PS5
and extra stuff. So yes, Insurrection, which was crap, and then the final one was Nemesis, where Data dies.
Right.
Which is why he's
dead in Picard.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. And in Nemesis, it's a clone of Jean-Luc, played by Tom Hardy, skinny Tom Hardy with a shaved head, who's
a clone of Jean-Luc.
Sure.
Is that a spoiler?
Whatever. It's 20 years old. So 25 years old.
Okay.
But so she's in that.
So Janeway's
she's briefly in that. She tells him she gives him his mission.
But was that kind of poop as well? Because they didn't make any more after that.
Yeah, no one liked Nemesis. I love Nemesis.
Okay.
No one liked it. And
it wasn't well received. Then.
No, it was just for first content that worked.
Why is there no Voyager film? I guess I
No
kind
one
of
had
spoil the ending.
There was no and there was no DS9 or anyone else films. It was just TNG.
Well, because when Voyager started a year after Deep Space Nine, correct? Or a year or 2 years maybe. So when it finished in
2001
year. No, there was nothing for a while, wasn't there? Was there?
Until
Enterprise was the next one, but when did that premiere? I feel like there was a gap.
A while, and then Bakula fucking ruined the franchise, and then there was nothing for a fucking decade or more.
That was awful. Now they've got like 3 shows.
Dark Times. Strange New Worlds is Strange New Worlds.
God
is
damn
it. losing its footing, I'm afraid.
I heard. Is that the one with Patton Oswalt plays a run?
Yeah, I just watched that one.
People said it was good.
It's fine, but it's it's so much like it feels more like reminiscent of the original series, so it's like bits rather than good sci-fi. Do you know what I mean? They're doing it for the bit.
I 100% get what you're saying.
And,
but what is everybody else doing?
How do you mean in the what?
Enterprise.
Anyway, we're talking about
Enterprise 2005. Anyway, that's what I got it.
So a 3-year gap, and that lasted how many years? 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
And then
not quite 100.
And then nothing
episodes.
until the fucking shit films with Bug-Eyed Pine.
Oh, they tried to reboot it. Yeah, that went.
And then Discovery, which was 5 years ago. Anyway, so
and Discovery's finished now, right?
I don't know. Sure, I get that.
Whatever.
I get.
Is it worth it? Is that the one with Michelle Yeoh?
It is Michelle Yeoh.
Okay.
It's not worth it, unfortunately.
All right, so lower on my list then.
I would just watch Strange New Worlds.
Okay, fine. I'll skip
because you have Hot Spock and Captain Daddy.
Cool, of course. Hot Spock, Captain Daddy, Ensign Mount. Good old Black Bolt.
Yeah.
So what is everybody else doing?
Sorry.
What's Chakotay? What's Tuvok doing in the Star Trek world? What is anybody else? Or did we just all abandon all of that?
So anyway, wait. We were just talking about the second episode. How did you feel about the Borg blowing upness and the vibes? Did you for any one brief second think they actually were just blowing up the transwarp conduit? How drunk were you? We'd had a lot of cake.
What do you mean?
So
did I ever think that they were only blowing up?
So like when they go into the conduit, they blow stuff up. The sphere chases them, and then 7 of 9 says, "I don't know the word for word." She's like, there's an exit point here, but it leads back to the Delta Quadrant, and then we can take them out. And there's the moment where they all like look at each other, as if to be like, "Okay, we know what we need to do," and that's when the assembled Starfleet is there waiting because they've seen transwarp activity. They've spoken to that sort of thing. They know something's coming. They've got Borg signatures, and the Borg sphere emerges. So the entire Starfleet Armada is there to take out the Borg because they've obviously had first contact. They've had Wolf 359, and so the sphere comes out, and they're like, "Fucking hell, ready!" And then it blows up, and then Voyager emerges from hidden within the sphere, and that's how it survived. Did at any point you think like, "Oh no, maybe they've just sacrificed themselves"? Not really, no.
Oh, I see what your question. Okay, I understand the question.
Did you get it?
So the way that it's told,
my dramatic retelling is way better than Wikipedia's.
Yeah, fair enough. It took me a while. I forgot the part there where she says that because I
was drunk eating cake.
I was a bit drunk, and I remember being a little bit confused because I don't remember that line, but it kind of rings a bell because there's a moment where they're like, we could just sort of cut our losses right now.
Well, it's
and save whatever.
to destroy the transport conduit, and then we'd have to leave, but it leads back to the Delta Quadrant.
And then a dramatic irony bit where we are not shown.
We don't see them go into the sphere.
Yeah,
we see the sphere come out.
So I was confused when the Borgs. I mean, I was a little bit piqued. My interest was like piqued when I was like, oh, so the Borg sphere's out in the Alpha Quadrant, and now they're just shit. Up Schitt's Creek, and I was like,
okay, well that's something.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what? But it was more because I was confused.
Yeah, so sure, that's fine.
I wasn't, I'm a stickler for narrative.
But then boom,
and then I was like, oh, okay, but then I was still confused because like, how did they get in there? I wanted to know how they got in there.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then they emerged.
If there was like a moment earlier in the episode where it's like, where someone mentioned like, but we could go inside a Borg sphere.
No, because then that's giving it away.
Oh, no, but you have to disguise that among other dialogue. So it's just an offhand comment.
No, that would have been too much.
Because then you're like, oh, yeah, because they said they could go inside it. They said they could.
No, I think that's better. No, that would have been way too obvious.
But they never
they're obviously inside of it.
They never established that the Enterprise could go inside a Borg sphere. So I was like, okay.
Voyager.
What did I say?
Enterprise.
I said Enterprise. The ship, whatever. It's all the ships.
I thought it was cool and dramatic, but they did it it's very quick, so you don't really have time to think like, oh, did they die? And so it just went quick to that.
I was busy grabbing cheese poofs.
Baby Paris Torres is born. They say hello to Admiral Paris. You better get down there. Set a course for home. And then they sail off. The number one. Then it ends. The number one comment I've had from people on the internet and people who were here were like, that's it?
That's the end. That's the end.
People wanted to see what happened next. People wanted to see them on Earth.
Is there even a hi dad or something like that?
He didn't even say hi dad.
And I don't care about Tom Paris, but like that's something they could have done.
He should have said that. And yeah, so that's their big. I never thought that, but yeah, a lot of people were like, I wanted to see what happened, which I thought was like that'd be so anticlimactic if you like, yay, we escaped the Borg. Now let's do paperwork. You can't finish on the paperwork. But
you have to. There's no celebration. There's no celebration.
There will be when they get home.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like you don't see the There's no sort of.
I do get
at the end of Star Wars when they have like a big old celebration. Oh yeah,
but that was awful
with the Ewok, whatever.
Job.
I don't know.
I know what you mean, but also awful. But yeah.
No, I totally get why that's a complaint because I was a little bit let down. I was like, okay, well they see Earth and they're like, the reward
6 months later
is
or
they
something.
Yeah, like a 6 months later kind of thing where I don't know.
Yeah, I mean
post credits scene, you know.
Yeah, and nowadays you'd get that, but it felt like the final frames had to be Voyager heading to Earth. It just had to be like that for the 90s or 2001.
I suppose.
It couldn't, because it was very much an ending because they were like, we don't do any more of these.
It's like, no, we're done.
That's it. God.
We don't have the studio anymore.
No.
No, I get it. I don't like it.
Fair.
What
about any other things you didn't like about the finale?
Oh, many.
Tell me, go. Because one of the things we asked, I predicted, and I got it wrong, so whatever. And I asked the other guys,
which I still have not seen those yet.
Nope.
Okay.
So I asked them, and then I asked you as beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked them like, how do you think you'll react to the finale? And think
me,
like, yes,
yeah.
Which didn't make sense because only one of them had seen it. So it was two Dan? Because I did mine and then Dan did his. So what were your? Now that we've thoroughly dissected it, what are your critiques? What are your thoughts? What do you like? What do you don't like about the finale?
I mean, aside from what we've spoken about already, I don't. The thing is, like, because as we've mentioned before, that it's clearly Janeway's episode.
Great.
Everyone else is on the periphery. No one gets a.
Is that a pro or a con?
It's neither because for me, it was a bit of a con because like no one because.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm thinking about
it's an ensemble cast, and then
it's an ensemble
cast.
They don't
get an ending. Yeah.
And just because we mentioned it earlier, like I'm thinking about the TV show Lost, which everyone hates that finale as well, but everyone gets.
They get their own individual.
Everyone bar one person, poor old Ben, gets a conclusion. Gets like a wrap up for their character.
That's true.
This one doesn't.
No.
And they would because they needed to do something with everybody. I feel like they were shoehorning in the fact that Chakotay is in love with Seven, and I was, or like this baby and like. Stop hitting your head on the table.
Fuck that.
That's the biggest example, but they all have something like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like let's give Tuvok a dementia, Vulcan dementia. Okay, fine.
But he's fine then. Bye.
Let's give I don't know who else.
Tom a baby.
Let's give Tom a baby.
Neelix leaves.
Let's give I don't know who's left. Let's give Harry a promotion when he gets home.
But she didn't.
But nothing.
But they didn't.
Nothing. It was.
It
was not deserved.
I do get that. The counter to that is I don't give a shit about pretty much anyone on that show apart from Janeway and Seven. So maybe no one else did either. But yes, that's a very good point. No one else got
that Seven shows up with Picard and not Chakotay. Could you imagine?
Imagine if the big eye was Robert Beltran showing up. Like, oh, fuck off.
Like, it's you.
He can be in a Janeway. He can be a guest star in a Janeway.
If I ever see him again, I only want him to be like back in Maquis clothes and sort of like a rebel fighter or something like that.
He absolutely is. Well, we'll talk about that later. But carry on your critiques or
I'm
vibes.
just thinking about like, the whole the I was more interested when there was conflict between Captain Janeway and Admiral Janeway.
Yeah.
I didn't like the sort of the sciencey bits because of the time travel sort of would have made a paradox, etc. I was kind of indifferent to the Borg, to be honest, because knowing
I remember loving the Borg and thinking like, of course it has to be the Borg. It's great. But rewatching it, they felt, because they only showed up in the second half of it, it felt very a bit of a vehicle rather than like a threat.
They were not threatening.
They weren't.
And I
don't know what they were doing. What was the threat?
And that is a struggle that Star Trek as a franchise has had to deal with, because ever since they appeared in Wolf 357.
359.
Okay, almost
there.
I'm not a complete geek. Leave me alone. But like, they've been this ultimate badass threat that will just assimilate you, and they're technologically advanced, etc. Because every time that they appear after that, there has to be some sort of narrative way to overcome it. And after you do that so many times, they lose their they lose their threatability. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the finale of Voyager, that's also kind of the finale of the Borg as a threat. And the Borg is a fucking brilliant bad guy. It's not really a good enough
but then
ending to the Borg.
But like you said, it has to be Borg.
It does have to be Borg, yes.
And it has to be Borg. I don't know what else it could have been, but it could have been more of a threat. Because like I said, the
whole thing could have been like, while she's in the future, we see the past of the big Borg threat building up, like the Borg are going to expand the transwarp conduit, and in this, something like that. Yeah, they needed to be scarier,
or like the stakes need to be higher in terms of if they don't succeed, this is what happens. The Borg will exponentially.
They expanded, and they used they used the transwarp conduit that they've been growing, and then that sort of they actually emerged here, and anything like that. They took over the entire Beta Quad, anything like that. But there wasn't. It was like, here's the transport conduit that they use like all the time. Yeah, I know.
And it's only one way as well, which I don't really understand.
Weird. Okay.
Why have we not heard? I don't know. Is it explained why Seven has never heard of a transwarp conduit before?
No, they talk about they talk about transwarp nodes all the time.
But they don't find one?
No, they
just because it's Borg, they don't.
No, but they did. They used one.
When?
I don't know, previous episode, they got a transwarp note and tried to do transwarp travel. They've done this before.
They tried, but they failed?
Yeah, it didn't work. Like, it broke, and like they tried, and maybe they took some years off or something like that. But yeah, it was...
Is that the one where...
I don't know.
Is that the one where...
I don't know.
At some point, it's like, it's Harry...
I don't know. Harry and Chakotay in the front.
Harry and Chakotay in the future, and they try to go back, and then ice...
Yeah, something like that.
Frozen ice. Was that the transwarp one?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
if you'd watched the entire episodes.
I did.
So did I. I've forgotten it all. Doesn't matter. We're talking about the finale. Anything else?
No.
Goods, pros, nos, yos.
I don't think of anything.
Any emotional reactions?
We've discussed everything that I don't want to repeat myself.
The thing is, I still think like it's one of the best TV finales ever. I think Buffy is still the best one. I do think.
I thought you were talking about just Star Trek.
No, of TV finales, I think Buffy is probably still the best one.
Which one? Which finale? Season 5,
the
season 7.
Finale.
That's very good. Yeah, they're both very good.
The finale. So I think Voyager is a great finale. Having rewatched it, it's like it could have done more, because unlike a lot of shows, there was very much ending that had to be done.
Yes,
and I think it did that well. Like it still made them getting home complicated, messy, Star Trek morals,
difficult, morally,
sacrifice, Janeway, all that kind of stuff. So it's so difficult, as we know from shows that we love that stick the fucking landing.
Yes,
when you know what the ending, there has to be a ending.
Yeah,
and when they choose it, sometimes they fuck it up.
Yeah, you mean the showrunners, the makers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they fuck it up.
Yeah.
that could have happened with this, with a very specific.
That's a really good point.
They need to get home, and we need to do it in a way that feels appealing, satisfying to television watchers in the 90s. You know, this is how we watched TV back then. It wasn't cult following. It was like everyone watched TV. You know, it was for the masses. It has to be appealing, understandable to everyone, twisty enough but not too crazy. So like they were very constricted with what they could do, and I think they delivered very well. Everyone's happy they got home. Glad the Borg were involved. Glad Neelix didn't fucking go with them. So I think
that's like one of the highest.
Fuck, we left him behind. We left him 70,000 light years away. He'll never be back.
Something ambassador, fine, whatever. I didn't mind him as much.
Fuck off! I hate him.
I know. No, that's a very good point, because a lot of shows do fucking fuck up the landing, and I think also in that time, like you don't have the ability to sort of change your mind once you decide that this is going to be the end of this series.
Oh yeah, it's
nowadays,
such a long. It's
a long lead up. You have to plan. You have to plan it.
26 fucking episodes.
Yeah, also that
per season to lead up to this big massive finale. You don't have extra time or resources to do this. You just have to be like.
So you have to plan
write it,
and you have to
a year in advance
make it work.
Like, that's it. This is what it is. We fucking have to make it work.
But then how many series can you think of nowadays where it's like they film a series and they don't know if they're going to get a second one until it airs?
Millions of them.
So they don't put that much effort into a finale.
No.
Ending, as you say. And it's like, so they don't care, and it's not going to be, it's never a big dramatic showing like Buffy is, or like
it's not the same.
Star Trek Voyager is. And even a show like Lost, like they knew that it was going to have an ending.
I feel like that's one that stuck the landing. Like it had to have a ending.
It was an ending. People were unhappy with it.
People didn't like it.
And
it didn't work.
I get it. I get why.
It didn't work because you have to appeal to the masses. You can't be too clever. You can't be too subtle about it. This is network television. You have to make it so that people go like, yay!
Yeah, exactly.
I feel good.
Yeah, you have to wrap it up in a way that's that
so
honors the previous seasons that people have sat through.
Like, what the fuck was the finale of TNG? Time travel.
Yeah,
it's a time travel thing. Picard with a beard, and then he's like something on a ship, and then he's done.
The Next Generation finale was just an episode.
It was just an episode because they also knew they had the films. Like
True.
they finished, they wrapped the final episode, and like a week later they started filming the films.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It wasn't. So
really. they kind of because I haven't. You know what? I can probably just say that I haven't seen any of the films. I don't think I've not seen any of those TNG films from start to finish. Like sat down and watched those films.
Not even First Contact.
Nope. Not. I've not sat down.
Oh my god, that's our first Patreon, guys. We are watching Generations. Generations is the first film. Star Trek Generations.
Yeah, but you said it was shared.
Yes, and we're going to be drunk off our asses.
Right.
Bitching about it the whole way through, but Whoopi Goldberg's in it,
so
it's cute. We might also need to be high.
We'll
see what happens.
But the thing is, like, so for me, those characters ended with that episode, and until
so
Picard.
Unsatisfying.
So, yeah. But the thing is, like, it wasn't unsatisfying to me, but it was kind of like, okay, well,
that's the end.
I get to see them in the future. See what happens to them in the future, but then but they're still sort of exploring space. Okay,
yeah.
All right. Well, but the thing is, like in a show like TNG, there's no long arc.
There was no final episode. There was no
final to
goal.
Work forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Towards, yeah.
None of them. Voyager's the only one that had that. So that's why there was so much pressure to do it. So for all our critiques and like, oh, I would have changed this, or like, oh, I wish we'd done more of this. They had to do that. There was so they had to find the best way to get to. They all get home.
Yeah,
they didn't feel shit. So it was difficult, and I think they did it really well. The only other show from that side of period that I think did it better was Buffy. I thought it was fucking amazing.
That was very good. And the thing is, like, that didn't really have a long arc either.
It didn't, no.
But they had season arcs.
They
had definitely sort of
just all about that. But it was good.
Samurai Jack, kind of, but not really. They had a. We should do an episode about Samurai Jack. I'd like to do that.
I've not watched much. I would love to watch binge watch. We'll do it on the Patreon.
I'll add it to my list.
I can briefly talk about decades after the final episode, we have the autobiography of Janeway.
Yeah.
And we also have...
Was it written by Mulgrew as well?
No. No, it was written by someone pretending to be Naomi Wildman writing about it. So
I see.
So the air quotes author is Naomi Wildman, but the author is that sort of thing. And there was also a couple of episodes, which I shared with the group chat, of a podcast radio play called Voyager Season 8. I shared it straight after we finished watching.
Yeah.
Where it's literally...
Definitely
dun, 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 let's go home. And then it starts. And it's literally... It's a
podcast?
Hour-long radio play podcast about literally the paperwork and logistics that they have to do returning home.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love it. However, I think it uses AI because it's their voices. Like,
I see.
It's pretty, which I fucking love because it's Janeway's voice talking about.
Sure.
It's like, we'll dock at this thing, and I'll find it's so ridiculous.
But how many gallons of water did it burn?
Exactly. I was like, and we have to I have to file this report on this person. It's so brilliant. I love it. So they did a couple of episodes of that, which is probably bad because you should not be taking actors' voices.
Also that, yes.
But it doesn't make any money, so it's not like they're selling it.
So it's a recent thing then? It was just
No, it's from a while ago, a few years ago. They're still working on it, but you shouldn't be because of generative AI is bad.
I mean, you can just,
you just fucking hire Kate Mulgrew.
Hire all the actors to do the voices again if you really wanted to. They've done it for other shows before. Fucking Joe literally does it. That's how we know. That's how Joe gave me work. Basically, is I was a voice in a show that was basically just continued from the 70s and doing audio. It was all audio. So we had like half of them were the original actors who maybe sound a little bit different.
A little bit janky.
But it can be done.
Ain't no one can be Kate Mulgrew.
No.
So we got that, that's fan made, that sort of stuff. And that. So we do know that, I don't know if it's canon, but I don't think there's any kind of counters to it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Janeway becomes Admiral. Chakotay retires, like he leaves pretty much straight away.
Bye.
Because he's Marquis. He left for a reason. He doesn't want to be in
that makes sense, yeah.
Bailana stays and becomes actually a teacher at the academy, whereas Tom
goes back to prison.
No, well, he doesn't go back to prison. He leaves and he raises the kids. They have another kid, so he raises the girls. Obviously, Captain Harry.
He's
Tuvok we briefly see in Picard, even though that's a fake one of him.
In what season?
3?
I've not seen it yet.
Sorry.
I know.
Spoilers. You won't remember this.
That is true. 7 is in Picard.
And 7's in Picard. 7 keeps going. Yeah. So half.
Are we missing anybody?
Half leave, half stay.
Doctor,
who cares? He stays, that sort of stuff.
Whatever.
He's in the new one, I think.
The new one?
Yes. So there'll be one in the Discovery universe coming soon. And I think You
mean separate from Strange New Worlds?
Yes, because Strange New Worlds is in the past.
Oh, yes, of
Discovery
course. Discovery
ends up in the future. Spoilers.
No, I did know that.
It goes in the future. So I think it's something like that. I think it's the Academy. I think it's Starfleet Academy, which I think is set in the future with Tilly. But I don't understand. But I think he's guesting in that.
Interesting.
So kind of like half and half. Stay, half leave.
Okay, so they're not like ignored anyway.
No, there's some plans for them, that sort of stuff. But
I thought it sounds like there's, aside from the sort of the canonically ambiguous one, it sounds like there's more sort of people appearing than like Deep Space Nine.
Oh yeah, that's true. No one cares about DS9.
No one cares about what happens. They're still on there. Does it blow up at the end? I don't know. Does it? Maybe
I don't know. We'll watch it on the Patreon if you're interested. We'll watch it on the Patreon because people have said it's really good, and like I don't see how it could be, but sure. There ain't no DS9 people showing up. Not even Quark.
Quark is still running a bar or whatever he does. Yeah.
I don't know when anything happens with them.
Cool.
So now there we go. So we've watched every single episode of Star Trek Voyager.
Voyager's over now.
We can't clearly remember a fucking thing.
We will still make an episode. It's not done yet. We'll still make an episode about the seasons 4 through 7, but we have to remind ourselves what happens.
I don't remember what happened.
It might be a slow recording session where we take our time and just remind ourselves, and then heavy editing where we just sort of cut to each episode.
Yeah.
If you, dear listener, have any extra insights about the finale that we haven't mentioned, please let us know. If there's any other show finale that sticks the landing that you can think is a good example where it did it very well, also please let us know. We'd be
Does
really
sticks the landing mean good or bad?
Good.
Because in gymnastics, if you stick the landing, it's good.
Yeah.
What happens when you fuck up the landing?
You fall over. I don't know.
Face plant.
Face plant, yeah. You eat it.
Oh, that's what I meant when I said stick the landing. They fucked up the landing.
Oh.
Like Game of Thrones.
Here I thought you... Yeah, no. I don't... You're making me doubt it now.
No, you're right. Because when you stick the landing, you stick it. It's a...
Yeah.
2 feet, no step back.
The finish. It's called when you do the finish.
Stick it.
Okay. Well,
I was just using it wrong.
I thought you were giving like lost good props because it sticks the landing, but no one liked it.
Oh, no, it sucked. Anyway, so yes, the ones that stick the landing and one that fucking sucked.
Yeah, that did what it set out to do.
True Bloods and things like that.
True Blood, I never even watched it.
Fucking shit.
No, that was a very good.
Fucking shit.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Let us know. So you can reach us on email at incompletegeekspodcast@gmail.com. We read every single email. Please let us know. You can also reach us on the socials. We're on TikTok and Instagram. Our handles there are at incompletegeeks. We'd love to hear from you.
Also, we're on YouTube.
We are.
We're moving some of our efforts more to YouTube these days. So
for the next 100 episodes.
If you want to see John's pretty face and you want to see me talking shit, we will be over there on YouTube. Incomplete Geeks.
Oh my God, really?
It's the same thing.
I need to go back to the gym.
Just your face.
Okay, fine.
We'll just show you like tits up.
I'll be like the heads in Futurama. Just
kind of like that, yeah. So So come subscribe, follow,
follow us.
Share, turn on that bell. We haven't made anything yet.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. We are also on Patreon. There's not a lot on there, but we promise this is the year where we're going to actually do a fuck ton of stuff on Patreon.
This is true.
Because it's actually really fun to do stuff on Patreon.
It really is.
You can talk about whatever the fuck you want. You won't
a lot
get
of extra
sued
stuff
for copyright. Hopefully.
Now that you've said that.
Watch this space. And what is it's Patreon.
Patreon.com/gaygeeks.
There you go.
We're the only ones.
We're the only gay geeks on there.
While you're here, give us a 5-star review and a comment if you want. It takes hardly any time.
Do it now.
Follow us. Give us a thumbs up, etc. We like hearing from you. If we got anything wrong about finale, it's been a while since we've seen everything. We talk shit. If we're wrong, we're really sorry. We're not complete geeks.
But we've been doing this for 100 episodes. Yes. So we're working on it.
It's very clear that we're working on it. And we're going to keep working on it until one of us gets shot.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening to 100 episodes.
We love you.
Bye-bye.
Sense.
Hate us. I fucking hate us.
It's because we had bubbles.
So fucking shit.
We're so gross.
Right.
Such boys.